Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in the Yamato, aka the Yamato, and we are on shards. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, this one isn't all about damage, but there's some things in this one that happens and I want to kind of go over some of it with you. And maybe it'll help somebody at some point in the future, whether on either side of what you're about to see. So, first things first, it's domination. We need to win our side, right? So we're going to try to win this side. We're going to push up initially, and I wasn't planning on going all the way around the outside, but there aren't any destroyers here, and you'll notice right off the bat that I kind of end up going outside anyway. I don't normally do that on this map, but we know that we're being detected by a cruiser, and it's just a matter of time before either somebody shoots at us or we get to shoot at them when they get lit up, one way or the other. So we're getting all the guns ready, and of course Bismarck fires his guns at us. And you can see I'm holding my fire because I don't want to shoot at him yet. I want to shoot at, oh, hello Wichita. Fancy meeting you here. I'm going to go ahead and take those shots, and it's not the easiest thing to do when you're trying to hit these cruisers at this kind of range. It's just not the fastest shells in the world. I believe the Yamato had 50 caliber, or maybe they're not 50 caliber, maybe they're 45 caliber barrels for the 18-inch guns. I think they're 45. Again, every time I try to like spit facts, I end up wrong. So hopefully I'm not. But Mr. Alaskan Firefox makes another debut on the channel. How you doing, buddy? This time I'm in my Yamato, so you're not going to have a good day. And I think he knows this, because you'll watch and see what he does as I go around this corner. Now, originally, I start to get a little bit indecisive here. And this could potentially cost me later in the match, because I spend way too much time trying to decide what I want to do here. Now, if you notice, the Bismarck that shot at us earlier is headed our direction, and he's making it painfully obvious that he's doing so. Now, we are outnumbered right now. We have a Bismarck and 2 cruisers, including the legendary Alaska, against us in close quarters. And all we have is a cruiser behind us, which I believe ends up being an Edinburgh. So, yeah, you'll see that I'm kind of like contemplating what I want to do, and then I was like, you know what, it's time to move up. Let's see if we can get some more shots on Alaskan before he gets away. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to push up around this corner. But again, I was kind of like hesitant. You can see I'm only doing 1/4 speed right now because I don't want to get myself in too deep and then end up putting myself into a bad position for this Bismarck who's coming around. Now, obviously, I was trying to shoot the gap here. Unfortunately, I can't. The rounds don't go high enough. So we're just going to have to wait for him. And we're wasting valuable time. But notice that we have a cruiser about to get into the cap. So us wasting time here isn't really that big a deal for this side. Our guys still going to be able to start capping the base. And again, I don't want to put myself in a position where I get caught multiple ships at one time. My biggest weakness is engaging multiple ships. I can't do it very well in a Yamato. It's any battleship for that matter. It's very good against one-on-one ships. It's not so good when you're fighting 3 or 4 people. The more people you add, the less likely you are to survive. Just due to the fact that this thing, while it can absolutely ruin people, when they are focused on you and you are focused on them, somebody's not being focused while you're focusing somebody. Does that make sense? I don't know if it does or not, but that's what I'm going with. Now, as you're about to find out, there is the Bismarck that's about to finally come around the corner. It's pretty painfully obvious. He's had us spotted for a long time. Our plane is on cooldown, so we don't have that. But now he spots us, he fires his gun, and right about here, he knows that he f***ed up. He gets very, very lucky to only receive 3 hits out of that. Still lost about 10,000 damage or close to it, 9,000 damage, something like that. And his secondaries are definitely starting to do their thing. Immediately getting a fire on me, but, you know, at the end of the day, that's not that big a deal. The problem is, with the Yamato, is you only get 2 heals. And they're not that great of a heal. I mean, they're not bad, but they're not amazing either. There we get a much better salvo, 15,000 damage done as he's angled slightly. And you'll see that this guy doesn't know exactly what he wants to do with me. He's got me here. I've played right into his hand, but at the same time, he has no idea what he wants to do with me now that he's got me. He's got all my attention, and as he's getting absolutely riddled, again, getting very, very lucky to get some ricochets there, only getting 2 penetrations here. He's getting the dispersion of dreams right now at what I'm shooting at him. Instead of hitting him for 25, 30,000 damage a pop, we're hitting him for like 5 or 10, and it's not preferable. Now, luckily for me, he decides that he's going to turn away. He starts to bow tank me here, and you'll see I kind of wait. I don't want to rush. I want to know what he's going to do, and then I will make him pay for bow tanking me because I overmatch his bow. And there you see another 9,500 damage, only getting, again, 2 penetrations, which is frustrating because we're sending 6 rounds in his direction. We're only hitting 4 of the 6 rounds, and he's only 2 kilometers away. So dispersion not good in this fight. But again, instead of ramming me, he turns off to the side. He wants to go into a fight, and that's fine with me. I've got the advantage here. I've got the big guns. I've got the health. He's going to lose this fight. And now he's got an Edinburgh coming up behind him, actually shooting at him as well. And we've captured C, so we're getting the points. The enemy has yet to capture a single base, so we are actually winning this side. Now, because I've been able to keep myself relatively angled, you can see the turning not the greatest on this thing, but it is enough to avoid catastrophic damage as we hit him again, and then we're going to slow down, get the front or the rear gun involved, and just as we do, the Edinburgh finishes him off. Now, the enemy team and ours is pretty well sutured up. We've got, they've lost a battleship, we've lost a cruiser, so it's anybody's ball game. We've got one of the bases, and we're working on a second base, and the enemy only has 0 bases. And you can see where the enemy's all clumping themselves up in the corner down there, and that is the wrong situation. But yeah, so we're going to try to turn the Yamato around here and try to get back into the fight. It's going to take some doing. This is a big ship. It's almost as long as the Iowa. It's heavier than the Iowa, and it's a very difficult ship to get turned around. Now, going back to the engagement with the Bismarck, if you're ever put in that situation and you're losing your health very quickly and you know that you can't win the fight, take the man with you. He had every chance. He could have easily rammed me and most likely would have killed me. I'll say almost guaranteed would have killed me in that if he'd have rammed me. So there's no harm in doing that, especially if you know you're losing the fight. Like if you know that if it's 1 versus 1 and you've got to the point where I'm kicking your butt, ram me. You put yourself in a position to take me down with you, but instead you left me alive. Now, I go full with you on the fact that I don't like to ram people unless absolutely necessary. But that's one of those situations that is going to absolutely cost his team this game. And now, I know what you're thinking, but Spartan, I mean, your team's losing, but we're actually winning. If you notice the points, we have 2 caps, they only have 1. We have less ships, but all we have to do is defend the caps and we win. Now, unfortunately, my team doesn't get that memo, and I have actually said so in the chat as I am heading this direction, finally. We've got this big beast turned around. We're headed back towards the cap. We are going to defend this cap if it's the last thing that we do. We're going to help our team as best we can in the process, but our main priority is defending these 2 caps. If they don't get these caps, they're not going to win. There's just too much time left, and even if they sink everybody, our team is going to have the points lead. As long as they don't kill everybody, obviously. And I don't intend to go down quietly. Now, we've got a shot at this Wichita here, and it's at maximum range. Now, obviously, I've already explained that these rounds are not the fastest in the world. So, what you'll end up with a lot of times is just absolutely getting trolled by dispersion, as well as just people getting out of the way of them at maximum range, which is why I don't further increase the range. You just don't need to. It's Japanese battleship dispersion. It's either really good or really bad per shot. So this is one of those much better salvos, where you have 3 rounds stacked on top of each other, even though they are separated by quite a bit. But we get good hits out of 2 of them. Wichita has officially been touched, and we are now almost in range of helping our team with the Alaska out here. If you guys remember, it's Alaskan Firefox. Now this next shot, I'm not gonna lie, is pretty satisfying, because he's doing everything he can to battle tank the enemy, which is my team, and sit on the backside of the island, protecting himself from the rest of my team. Unfortunately, I'm far enough out that my shells can clear that island, and wait for it, pow! He's gone. That's not a whole lot of damage done, but it's a potential to stop a whole lot of damage from being done to my team. That's one less crossfire that they have to worry about. And those 305mm guns are off the board, which means we can start to focus on the Wichita again. Now, obviously, this Wichita realizes at this point that he's in trouble. He is the only one being shot at on this enemy team. So that's not a place you want to be. And so he starts doing what he has to try to charge out of this. Unfortunately for him, he's going to get caught by the Yamato's quick reload. And don't get me wrong, this is a very quick reload. 25 seconds. And, yep, that's not a good day. We managed to take him down, getting our first Citadel, taking us up over 100,000 damage done. And all that's left is a bunch of battleships, guys. Which means we win. Because there's absolutely no chance that any of these battleships that are sailing around the edges of the map... Oh, hello, Jean Bart. You're chasing my teammate, and I don't appreciate that. You're also broadside on to Yamato. Wait for it. Pow! A 14,000 damage strike. He's already burning, and that's going to be the death of the Jean Bart. Amagi managing to burn him down. So at this point, I radio the Yamato, or radio the Amagi and say, hey, by the way, I'm here. I am in position to absolutely murder these folks, and we are going to make sure that you are okay. And so the entire time I've been talking with the Edinburgh that's behind me at B, and we've just been having a good conversation. It's been a fun match. We managed to hold our side. He took the base while I dealt with the Bismarck, took all the health from the Bismarck. Then we got ourselves turned back around and re-engaged the enemy, and between the 2 of us showing up, have managed to absolutely turn the tide of this battle. And this is what I reiterate about the Bismarck. If the Bismarck had just rammed me, none of this would have been possible. Alaskan might still be alive. The what do you call it? The Wichita would still be alive. The Jean Bart might still be alive. And you can see quickly how this game could have spiraled out of control. It was already in the process of doing so. The only reason that this game came back was because we were able to get back over here and start affecting it. And we get a very good salvo against Vladdy. Not quite a Citadel, unfortunately. I think we hit a little too far forward. But you can see I'm in a very, very decent position here. The Alabama I check off, make sure. You'll see me doing that a lot when I'm reloading. Is I look at the minimap, see who's got broadsides on them, okay? The last thing you need to do as a battleship is get yourself into a position where you get broadsided. As these guys are doing right now with me, where I am battle tanking them and they are showing me flat broadsides. Now this Nagato over here, I don't know if he thought he was going to be special, but unfortunately for him, he's not. He's officially started to try to battle tank me. That's a good start. But honestly, he shouldn't have a chance against these 18-inch guns. So I aim the shot as best I can. He's charging towards me, and he absolutely just gave the broadside of his ship to our Amagi. And we bounced 2 rounds off of the sides of that Nagato. which I'm not gonna lie, was a bit troll. And this match was trolling me pretty good as far as the dispersion goes. So you can see that just like any other Japanese battleship, the Yamato is, I know it can be pronounced either way. I'm just used to saying Yamato. I know it's technically Yamato, but yeah. Anyway, we get a good salvo there against Alabama. Alabama gets finished off. Now, there's only 20 seconds left, meaning I get the shot that's about to load, and that's it. And just about the perfect time, this Nagato is like, I'll give him the broadside of my ship. And I'm like, thank you. I'll see if I can just delete you for your efforts. And, wait for it. Pa! What? I only hit him with 1 round, and it wasn't even a Citadel? I quit. But, yeah, we had a pretty solid game all in all. 150,000 damage, a good brawl versus the Bismarck there. End up second on the team. Not bad. And we managed to save the win for our team. So if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.